Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel and Insight to Materia Medica. Today we'll discuss how to study a drug in the Materia Medica, and I have taken an example of a drug that will come in the upcoming slides. So I have termed this session as this video, I would say, as an Insight to Materia Medica part 1. The content that we are going to study are what is homeopathy, principles of homeopathy, the era of homeopathy, subjects in homeopathy, and lastly, my channel which is all about Insight to Materia Medica. Those who are first time on the channel, I welcome you all. As we all know, the founder of our system of medicine, homeopathy, is none other than Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, and we believe in the principle that like cures like. We believe in vital force, that is the perfect harmony between soul, mind and body, and we believe that without vital force, that is the derangement of vital force, leads to death. The principles, the foundations, the fundamentals of homeopathy. This is one of the questions that are asked in the exams, especially who are going for the exam, who are the first year's students especially, and this is a common question, I guess. So don't be confused that what is foundations, what are fundamentals, what are principles, everything is same. So always just remember that we can use principles, foundations, fundamentals of homeopathy. So that is law of simillium, law of simplex, law of minimum, law of vital force, doctrine of drug dynamization, doctrine of drug proving. The era of homeopathy. The era of homeopathy, mainly it is related to Materia Medica, what I am focusing, Materia Medica. We have Hahnemann, post-Hahnemann and the 21st century. If we talk about the Hahnemann, it was he who himself who brought Materia Medica in 1805 by printing Fragmenta de Vibribus. Then from 1811 to 33 we have Materia Medica Pura 3 volume. Then further we have Chronic Diseases with 2 edition. Then we have Dr. C. H. G. Jha with Symptom Codex, Richard Hughes with Manual of Pharmacodynamics, T. F. Allen with Cyclopedia of Pure Materia Medica 10 volumes, Carol Dunham, Lectures on Materia Medica, Hughes and G. P. Dick, Compilation of Cyclopedia of Drug Pathogenesis, C. M. Boga with Boga's Synoptic Key, N. M. Chaudhary, A Study on Materia Medica, H. A. Roberts, Study of Remedies by Comparisons, M. L. Tyler, Homeopathic Drug Pictures, then Constantine Herring, The Guiding Symptoms of our Materia Medica, E. B. Nash, Leaders in Homeopathic Therapy, J. H. Clark, Dictionary of Practical Materia Medica, William Borick, as we all know, we study it, New Manual of Homeopathic Materia Medica, and Repertory with Relationship of Remedies, H. C. Allen, famous for keynotes on leading remedies. And now we come to Materia Medica in 21st century. We have Clinical Materia Medica. In that we have Dr. Rajan Sankuran, The Substance of Homeopathy. Through Periodic Table, Jan Shelton, Dr. R. Sankaran once again. Group Study by Dr. C. D. Patel. Personality, Essence of Homeopathic Materia Medica by George Vitrucus. Then Homeopathic Psychology by Dr. Philip. Soul of Remedies once again by Sankaran So. Therapeutic MM. Then we have Combined Type. Then we have Specialized MM, that is Drugs of Hindustan, MM of Nosets by O. H. Julian. Now we come to an insight to Materia Medica. Insight to Materia Medica. In this we'll talk about, first of all, we should know that what is Materia Medica. We should know the difference between the homeopathic Materia Medica and from where the word Materia Medica has originated for our information, and if you want to score good marks then also. Then we'll study the types of materia medica, how to study materia medica. So materia medica, it's in English, it is a medical material or substance, and it is derived from a Latin term for the body of collected knowledge about the therapeutic properties of any substance used for healing. We call this a medicine. This term is derived by the title of a work that is done by the Greek physician Dioscorides in the 1st century AD, known as De Materia Medica. So what Dr. Samuel Hahnemann talked about materia medica. In 105, he told, "We have a true materia medica, a collection of real, pure, and reliable." And in aphorism 145, he also emphasized that this modes of action of simple medicine substance, a volume of book of nature, wherein is recorded a considerable era of the peculiar changes of health and symptoms, are certain to belong to each of the powerful medicines, as they would reveal to the attention of the observer, in which the likeness of the homeopathic disease elements of many natural diseases to be hereafter cured by them are present. Okay, so we have come to know that aphorism 145 talks about a true materia medica, and 105 enhances a collection of pure and reliable, says. So our materia medica is pure, our materia medica is reliable, our materia medica is real. Our materia medica is a volume of book. Then we come to the types of materia medica. This is also one of the questions that we encounter in an exam. Types of materia medica. That what are the types of materia medica? Different materia medica. So one of the questions that we will mainly encounter. So we classified materia medica according to modified and unmodified. Then in modified we have clinical, physiological, comparative, then keynote, therapeutic, pharmacodynamic, group study, and picture type. Modified materia medicas are those materia medicas whose language are altered. Okay, then the unmodified materia medica are that their languages are not altered or there is not changed. It is as it is written by the author, and one of that materia medica is Materia Medica Pura, which is written by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann himself. So one of the important thing is sources of homeopathic materia medica. This is also one of the questions, as a long question can be asked as a short note in your exams. So be while going for exams while studying it, please focus on these questions also because they are the backbone of homeopathy. So sources we talked about proving on healthy human being, as we know that our materia medica is pure materia medica, and all the provings are done on healthy human beings. We have accident proving that was of a bladder orientalis, and in healthy human provings I will highlight Dr. Constantine Herring, who proved lachesis on himself. Then if we talk about chemical sources are none other than the chemical compounds like sodium and chloride. When they mix together, when they combine together, we have sodium chloride, that is natrium mu. Toxicology, whatever toxic symptoms we find in any of the things, like the toxicology can be related to chemical, toxicology can be related to the plants. So all these symptoms we get in drug. For example, I'll highlight about the sulfuric acid. Then when sulfuric acid is poured, it burns and it leaves a corrosive mark. It's highly pungent. So all the symptoms we get in the medicine sulfuric acid. Then we'll talk about the doctrine of signature. Doctrine of signature, as we know that walnut represent our brain. It's look like a brain. So there are many drugs that which especially have if we talk about, many of you know that the euphrasia flowers looks like an eye, so it's given in eye condition. Then we have laboratory experiments, that is Bovell and Nosut. Now we come to my experience. I would say not experience, my journey, how I come to know how to learn materia medica. I also faced many challenges. Then I decided that, I should help all the students who face it, because I can feel your pain. Simply, I would say this. To study materia medica, my experience, okay, I'm telling you, small steps, back to basics, visualizing the drugs, revising drug back to back, relate to them towards the periodical table, morphology, relate to the morphology in case of plants, okay. And in animals, I have not mentioned here, but I'll tell you that in animals, you have to know about their habitat, where they live, like for snake, where when he's hyperactive, when he's in hibernation mode, and those things we get in those symptoms, their habitation, what they eat, similar to the in the remedies of that group, that is Ophidia group. You might be confused. I have told many things, but how to do that? Don't bang your head on the table, please. Here is the answer. The next slide is all about whatever we have learned till now, how to combine them and to study a drug. So I'll talk about the basic drug, that is Calcarea fluorica, one of the most famous drug. Common no. First, you have to see whatever points I'm telling you over here. It also helps you to write an answer and help you gain more marks. So if you are preparing for an exam, so you have to focus on that. You have to focus on how to write your answers to get good marks. So you should always know the common name, the formula, its source, its thermal relationship, mechanisms, diathesis, temperaments, and how it is prepared. So now we come to the drug calcium fluorica. Calcium fluorica, okay. It is prepared from two elements. Now we break. You can, in a simple language, you can understand that calcium fluorica is a complex substance. The complex substance has to be broken into a simplest substance. So when we break it into a simplest substance, it is calcium and fluoride. So calcium and fluoride, first I told you back to basic. Remember that point. So back to basic means that you have to study what is the function of calcium, what is the function of fluoride in your body. So calcium enhances the bone strength, regulates signals of nerve, normalize cardiac muscular activity, dental health promotion, balance hormonal levels. And fluoride, it is present in all tissues, especially for teeth and bones, mineralizations of bones, especially dental enamel and caries, and blocking acid formation by bacteria. So we have studied this thing, okay, the basic physiology. So now we come to the chemical part. We have learned the effect of calcium and fluoride in the human body. That is the basic. Then we'll come to its chemical and physical property. So as calcium is harder than lead, we all know, poor conductor of electricity, okay. Then ductile silvery metal, okay. Then chemical symbols, we have at Ca atomic number 20. Then if we talk about fluorine, mainly typically colorless, bitter taste, odorless, highly reactive, okay, concentrated, is very corrosive and can attack the skin. I would like to highlight over here that you would wonder that how can we study about physical properties and a drug. So let's focus over here on the point that says that calcium is a poor conductor of electricity. So if you correlate to the thermal relation of calcium, so you can say that over here it is a poor conductor of electricity. Okay, so that is the chilliness of calcium. And over here, if we study that fluoride is very corrosive and can attack the skin, So you'll get in the drug of fluoride that it specially acts on skin, causes it can be used where there are obstinate ulcers, delayed wound. You got my point. Now the toxicology, as I've discussed that one of the sources of is toxicology. So whatever toxic symptoms we study, okay, about that drug particularly, we get that same thing. We'll see those things in the clinical conditions, then the symptoms. So let's focus that in calcium we have fatigue, weakness, anorexia, depression, anxiety, constipation, lethargy, then osteoporosis, musculoskeletal symptoms, gout, arthritis, renal, acute or chronic renal insufficiency. So I guess while you are studying, while I'm talking about the toxicology of calcium, many of you have noticed that we get constipation, abdominal pain, anxiety, then letharginess, osteoporosis, arthritis problem in calcarea. Okay. Then if we come over here to its hypocalcemia, because when there is excess of calcium, we have hypercalcemia. Then when there is deficiency of calcium, we have hypocalcemia. So it's like दोनों ज़्यादा भी नहीं होना चाहिए और कम भी नहीं होना चाहिए, सब कुछ बैलेंस में होना चाहिए. It, we should not have an excess or we should be deficient of it, but everything should be balanced in nature. So hypocalcemia symptoms we study. In CVS we have edema. Okay. The neurological we have premature cataracts, impaired visions, headache, neuromuscular spasms, seizures, paresthesia, cramping. Now we talked about fluoride toxicity. Don't confuse with fluorine. Fluorine and fluoride are two different components, chemical components. We talked about fluoride now. Its acute effects: nausea, vomiting, hypotension, mixed metabolic respiratory acidosis, coma, convulsions. Chronic effects: fluoride we have dental fluorosis, skeletal fluorosis, hypersensitivity, reactions, numbness, birth defects, and cancers. Now we come to the next thing, pharmacodynamic. We have till now, I'll repeat once again, till now we have learned about the basics of basic. We have learned about the physiology. We have broke those things and we came to the physiology. Then we came to physical and chemical properties. Then we have come to the toxicology, and now where these act. Pharmacodynamics is mainly the sphere of action of that drug. So Calcarea fluorica has action on fibers. Now recall what we study in the in the toxicology. So same things that you study, you'll interconnect with these in the pharmacodynamics. It acts on nerve, glands, blood vessels, teeth, connective tissues, ligaments, tendons, cartilage. So physiopathological changes. If it acts when there are changes in elastic fibers, vessels, so we get relaxation and dilatation leading to varicose veins, hemorrhoids, uterine displacement. When we have connected tissue it acts upon, it will lead to indurations of glands, hard knotty tumors on the surface of bone, inhibitors of serval enzymes, increases the elasticity and contractile power of ligaments and joint, preventing stiffness of joints. Then in bones, it can cause thickening of cortex of bones, leading to exostosis, calcifications of ligaments, tendons, and muscles attachment. Whatever we have studied till now, keep all those things in mind. And now notice the important clinical condition. Adenoids, bone infection, breast induration, cataract, catarrh, corneal epiphyses, calf exostosis, indurations of glands, crackings of joints, liver affections, lumbago. Then we have nodes, cravings, strains, syphilis. I think now you got a little bit of enlightenment that whatever, how I connected, how everything is interconnected, and how I help those in how I brought those links together to bring an insight to Materia Medica. This is all about the introduction of the drug of Calcarea Calcarea fluorica drug, which is also you can call it Calcarea fluoride drug. Okay, it is all about the introduction, and in my next video I'll tell about the detailed study about the mental journals, the physical journals, the particulars of this drug Calcarea fluor, and whatever we have studied till now. I guess you will be now able to write more physical journals and particulars of the drug of Calcarea fluor, so it will not you'll not forget those things. If you want to give me more suggestions that what you want in the upcoming videos, or if you want that I should how I should do the next thing, do you know any improvisation, you can comment also, or you can email me also if you want a PPT about this slide. So you can email me, I can forward you the PPTs in the PDF form or whatever format you want, so that together we can help each other and grow. So last but not the least, I thank you all for your watching. Please subscribe my channel. Tell everyone who are facing the difficulties in Materia Medica, and if there is something that you didn't like, you are most welcome to mention about it. Once again, thank you for watching and subscribe my channel. Stay tuned. Click the button to get the update for the next video, because the next video will be on another level. Thank you all.